When Roe v. Wade was destroyed by the conservative supermajority in the Supreme Court, we knew some of the damage that would be done across the country. Some of it, though, I think comes as a little bit of a surprise, certainly in terms of severity. Apparently, since the Supreme Court decision, the National Domestic Violence Hotline has seen a 100% increase in calls about reproductive coercion, a form of domestic violence in which an abuser attempts to control their partner's body and reproductive agency. So that can include things like hiding a person's birth control, sabotaging their contraception. Apparently, PBS noted that the hotline is now receiving upwards of 3,000 calls every day, the highest that they've received since they were founded back in 1996. And so, look, a lot of states have opened up, the ability to meddle in this sort of way, in a variety of different ways. But you also have just nationally, like a feeling of empowerment for people who think that if you can get pregnant, your body is not your property. It's mine, or it's your partner's, or whatever. It's simply not up to you. Those decisions will be made by someone else, probably a white male. And that's what they're clearly doing. And we're receiving more and more of these reports. Just insane, Francesca. What do you make of it?
Oh, but this is a country that cares about moms, right? Don't you care about moms? The vessels of the wombs which carry the children that may in fact be cis males, cis straight white males in the future to reign over us all. And so that's why we need to keep producing them. I mean, I go to a really dark place when I hear these stories. And I think a lot of us do, because it is about control over our bodies. It's not just about politicians' control. It is about handing that control, re-handing that control over to your spouse or partner to wield over you. And yes, utilizing violence. That's what these laws do. Effectively, they're turning your spouse or your partner into agents of the state, that is trying to control your body, and they're giving them a green light to do it. So if we're serious about this, man, we all, and I say that as progressives and leftists, we need to get really real about what we're doing to combat this BS in our daily lives, in our communities, in our workplaces and whatnot, because this is unacceptable.
Yeah, 100%. And like after all that the right has accomplished, seeing them take these steps in targeting things, not only birth control, but also IVF and surrogacy, and just it's a bunch of really pathetic, scared men just looking for something to meddle in, some new area of control, something that they think will plug the emptiness inside of them that controlling others can never actually cure. And that's what they're doing. And we don't know exactly where it's gonna go. We don't know what they're gonna be running on in a year or in 5 years. But what we do know is they're not simply gonna take the fact that they've been able to outlaw abortion for 50, 75 million people and then just start talking about wages. They're clearly not doing that. They're not talking about, it's not like the next front in, caring about moms or whatever is that, what, we need to take seriously this maternal mortality rate. And we will not rest until it's down to 0. Like, it's definitely not gonna be that.
For more political news, breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.